Ric Flair.
Mike Jackson going up against Ric Flair. Now, let me tell you something right now. Jackson giving away some poundage, giving away some experience here. If you remember back not too terribly long ago, we watched Mike Jackson going up against Tommy Rich in one of the finest matches I've ever seen. And I can assure you this, Mike Jackson will give Ric Flair a run for his money. Now, Flair, of course, as the world heavyweight champion, and I keep repeating this, I want to reemphasize, if I may. Now, there you see Flair indicating the belt is his. Well, it is for the moment. But I would like to reemphasize once again that Flair has picked up an extremely arduous schedule because he must fulfill all of the contracts that were signed by the NWA of the former champion. Mike Jackson now very quickly. Side headlock into a hip lock takedown, has the champion to the canvas. Fantastic opportunity for young Mike Jackson as well, I might add. Here's an opportunity for him to wrestle with the very, very best. And should he hold this man to even a draw, it has to put him right up in the top ranks. Off ropes, Jackson caught him. Good shoulder smash. Has the champion down. Jackson up and over his man. Beautiful reversal by Jackson. And Flair. Let me just say about Ric Flair, too. This man he is, in fact, a jet setter. And I don't care who you are, how strong you are, what kind of condition you're in. The pace that is set by the world heavyweight champion is one of the hardest in the world to follow. There's no week of rest in between title matches. You're on the go constantly, and everywhere you go, you're facing the very, very finest in competition when that title's on the line. Good move by Jackson again. Back into a side headlock on Ric Flair. Jackson keeping up a very, very aggressive movement on the champion, Ric Flair. But Flair, of course, privately educated throughout his primary education and went on to the University of Minnesota, where he was twice state champion, was on the football team, just an outstanding athlete. Flair breaks it up again, and again Jackson moves in. A side headlock, Flair back into a head scissors, and now Flair wrenching that neck a little bit now, moves off, and he may have slowed Jackson that time. He may have, Jackson having some problems now with his neck. So those head scissors have taken their toll on Jackson and Flair. And this is the thing about Flair that we've noticed. He has developed that killer instinct, if you will. He can sense so quickly when he has an opponent in trouble. And when he does, he becomes absolutely merciless in his quest for the prey. Much like a hawk swooping down on a prey in the field, Flair has that same thing. And if you ever look closely into the eyes of Ric Flair, you'll see what I'm talking about. There is a steel glint to those eyes that sets him slightly apart from, I think, any average human being. Snapmare. Notice the way Flair very methodically, very quickly moves against Jackson now. Jackson, who's exceptionally fast, has been slowed by the tactics of Ric Flair. Flair now that rear chin lock. Jackson tried to hook that arm. Flair blocked him very nicely. Brought that leg around. Blocked the hold very nicely. Now Flair using the elbow. And Flair exudes confidence. He's perhaps one of the most confident men that I have ever seen as world heavyweight champion. And it's not a cockiness either, I might add. A lot of people would like... Jackson now with a couple of good forearms. And he may have Flair in some kind of trouble here. He does Flair. Good high hip toss. Flair back to the canvas, now back on his feet. Watch Flair now. He is clever. Good ring general. It takes so many things. Duck under, go behind. Waist lift takedown. Started to go for the far arm now. And started for a crotch ride. Gets his man over on his back. across the chest of Mike Jackson now. Flair caught him coming off the ropes, has him up. Full body slam on Jackson. And Jackson has his problems. Flair brings him back to his feet. Way up in the air. Atomic knee drop that has Jackson, and that jars and jams the spinal column. Those 26 vertebrae, you get a hard time there, and a salto. Well executed by Flair. Got the count of 3. Salto executed by the NWA World Heavyweight Champion Ric Flair.